Shalom, everybody in the body. Blessed to see you. Blessed to see you. Ahaya Bahashan Yeshaya. Wawawa Kodash. Kuk Kamawa. Good to see everybody out there. Gonna try to watch some videos today. Get him, Ayash. Tear him up. Tear his frame off. Because he been getting on my nerves all day. Toughen him up. Toughen him up. I don't know. Close that door, though. Don't want them bugs in there. Euphesia, Shalom. Ricardo, Shalom. It just so happened. Shalom. Josh B. Yahawashah. Shalom. All right. Yapah Judah. Shalom, sister. Pray we finding each other in peace out there. Right? Because you know we got this enemy. And what that enemy be trying to do is disturb that peace, right? You know, the adversary, he's an enemy of peace. Kamadaha, Shalom family. Right? He's an enemy of peace. And all he wants to do is disturb yours. That's what makes him happy. Right? It's making sure that he disturbs yours. But what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try these videos real quick so we can watch them, just some stuff that been coming across my desk, you know. Charles Freeman, what up to you, brother? Glad to see you. Okay. So let's see if we could get that downloaded. Okay. Let's see if when I hit this, it gives me the option of that. Okay. It doesn't give me the option. Let's see if I could do it like this. Bang, there it is there. Let's see now. Look at this. Y'all see that? Let me get a con if you can see that. 7's a work too. Right out. Right. Look at that. So can we trust that? This is what's going on, fam. Another one here. Check this out.
Got to keep your eyes out, people. They selling fake meat in the stores now.
Can you
And
hear
you
it?
wouldn't even be able to tell. Look at that side by side. You wouldn't be able to tell. Look at that side by side. You wouldn't be able to tell. Second video. Regular roast, mock. We got mock tender steaks. Yo, that is wild. Got to keep your eyes out, people. They selling fake meat in the stores now. And you wouldn't even be able to tell. Look at that side by side. You wouldn't be able to tell. Look at
Side
that
by
side by
side.
side. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Mock meat. Fake
Second
meat.
video. Regular roast, mock. We got mock tender steaks. Yo, that is wild. Got to keep your eyes out, people. They selling fake meat in the stores now. And you wouldn't even be able to tell. Look at that.
So, do we think that they just started that? Do we think that they haven't been selling us that, right? They bored with the reality. I noticed that. They're gonna do things for so long in the dark, right? And then just to spice it up a little bit, they'll let some truth out the gate, right? Guess what? A lot of the truth now that comes out, they want it to come out. So we got to be careful with that, right? They want to spice it up a little bit, so they'll throw us a nugget, right? We could tell when they don't mean for something to get out because they panic. A lot of this stuff, though, is nonchalantly just coming out, right? Right. Meat don't even taste the same. It doesn't. It doesn't. Nothing tastes the same, really, you know? And I noticed that too. I noticed that, you know, I got things that I grew up on, cooked it myself, cooked it myself. I'm buying the same products, I'm cooking the same meal, and it's just like it just don't hit. You know what I'm saying? I noticed this in the late, you know, teens, in the late 20 teens, right? Something changed in the food, right? Yeah. So we're gonna start bringing a lot of this stuff forward. You know, the different things that they're doing in these grocery stores. I got some about the food too. You know, about the fruit and the vegetables. They got stuff they're doing with that, right? Anything that ain't grown naturally, family, it's gonna give you cancer. That's what it's gonna do. If it's non-GMO, if it ain't non-GMO, you in trouble. If it's non-GMO, I believe in the beginning, you know, you could trust that stuff, but you can't trust that no more now, right? You can't trust that anymore. You can't trust that anymore. That's over. Too many people know about it now. Too many people are looking for non-GMO now. Too many people are looking for organic now. Things like this, right? Too many people are looking for seeded now. And they're going to keep up with the time. These people, they're not easily defeated, y'all. We lockstep. We wake up a little bit, they're going to complicate it more. Ain't it? That's how this thing works. So anytime you have somebody encouraging you to stay asleep and not watch out for this, who does that? Who that's trying to keep you safe would do that, right? Would tell you not to watch out, especially if they started out once telling you to watch out. Get the moon behind. That's the moon right there. Y'all see that? Praise the Most High. But this screen ain't doing it no justice. When I turn around, it look like it's right there, right? You know, all praises to the Most High. Let's get us a scripture real quick. I know of a scripture, if I could find it. Blood, not that one. There is this scripture. Yeah. Yeah. That's 39:26. All right, y'all ready to get into it? Mod, I bet it's beautiful kind. It is. I turned around like, whoa, like a movie projector. Let's read this scripture. Right? It's Ecclesiasticus 39. If you want to spin your book, Ecclesiasticus 39. Right? Let's share the screen. Right? Let's scroll it down. 26. right? So let's start reading at 25, right? For the good are good things created from the beginning, right? So these are the things created good from the beginning that this book is going to be speaking of, right? When it speaks about, what does it say? Water, fire, iron, salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, right? And oil and clothing. All of these things. From the beginning, when we dealt with these things, they were clean, right? For the good are good things created from the beginning. Let's read on. So evil things for sinners. So when the world turned, right, something would happen. Let's keep reading. 26. The principal things for the whole use of a man's life are what? Are water, fire. We need these things. Iron. We need iron. You know, iron does a lot, y'all. Iron does a lot. We need it in our blood, and it's a metal, right? It's a metal. It's tougher than regular metal, right? We do a lot of things with iron. It's heavier. It's tougher than aluminum and the regular metal, and you know what I mean? It's a tougher metal, and it's heavy, right? But we also need it in our blood. Without iron, you be jacked up, fam. You gotta get your iron up. That's 2 tablespoons of chia seeds every day, and you'll get the iron that you're supposed to be getting, right? So that was the first one, or that was the third one. Principal things for the whole use of a man's life is what? Water, fire. We know what they're doing with the water, right? All of these things are defiled, fam. That's what they would do. Defile these things, right? So you can't trust their version of these things anymore, right? Their water, you can't trust it. Their fire, right? Chop your own wood. They're going to try to get us everywhere we turn. Don't buy them fake fire blocks and all. Don't set that stuff on fire and breathe that stuff, right? Cut your own wood, right? Or buy your wood from somebody that you trust. If you're gonna cook with it, and if you're gonna burn it around you, right? If that smoke is gonna go up your nose, right? Be careful. Don't trust their fire, right? Water, fire, iron. Iron, family. We forgot iron. A lot of people, iron is low. That's called anemia, right? You'll be anemic, right? Let's go through the symptoms of being anemic, right? If you are anemic, you will experience fatigue. So you'll be tired, right? You'll be tired. Weakness. You'll be weak. Shortness of breath, right? You won't have the wind that you know you should have, right? You'll think it's asthma and all of this. Oh, my asthma is messing with me. No, your iron is low, right? Pale skin. Your your skin pigment you'll notice, and other people will notice, right? Pale skin, right? Dizziness. If you get dizzy easy, right? Headaches. You'll have headaches. And fast or irregular heartbeat. You'll feel your heartbeat skipping. You'll feel it's beating fast and then slowing down and then speeding back up for no reason, right? Things like this, right? Ulcers in your mouth. Who wants to deal with that, right? Sores, right? Faintness. You'll want to faint all the time. Chest pains. All of this is coming with anemia. Chest pains, sweating, right? You be breaking out in the cold sweats. Confusion. A lot of confusion, right? Who wants to deal with that? These are all symptoms of anemia, right? And that's coming from a lack of iron, right? Reach out real quick. Call my sister real quick. My fault, y'all. Salakia. Send a text. Sorry about that. Uh, so that's iron, salt. Now, coming in next, we got salt. They would defile that, is what this is telling us. was what sinners would do to this stuff. This is why we can't trust sinners in their products. That's why it's time for us to wake up and do for ourselves. Do these things for ourselves, right? Salt. There's that iodized table salt. Stuff will put you in a box, right? Horrible for us. What else would they defile? Flour of wheat. And they did it. Doesn't have to be no starch in it. That's how they've defiled that. Right? Hold on, let's go back here. Let's go back to the salt. Cause I had to become an adult before I got my hands on some real sea salt, right? Or some pink Himalayan salt, right? That Lowry's and that Morton's and all of that we grew up on, man, that stuff was horrible, y'all. That wasn't the kind of salt that this book is talking about, right? No, the salt that this book is talking about is different. It ain't talk. Where's that salt coming from? Where do they get that salt from? Why is it not sea salt? If your salt didn't come out of the sea, where did your salt come from? If it's not pink Himalayan salt, where did it come from? Right? Now let's move on to the flour of wheat. Flour of wheat, y'all. That's a lot of flours. It's a bunch of different type of grains that are considered wheat, right? But these are all gonna have starch in them, right? When you pick up that bag of that crushed wheat, that fine wheat, right? That fine flour. Why is starch in all of it? Right? They have spelt. You're gonna start searching for the safe stuff, right? They're gonna tell you to get spelt. They're gonna tell you to get TEF, right? Wheat like this. Just spin it around. See if it got any carbohydrates in it. If it got carbohydrates in it, that's coming from starch. Put it back down, right? Put it back nice and neat. The way you gotta make sure you don't put it back a little crooked or nothing. Sit that mug right back where you got it from, right? I'm telling you, I'm a label reader. How did that start? Looking for pork, right? Looking for pork. That's what he was putting us on. It wasn't going to stop there. It wasn't going to stop at the pork. The Father was just getting us started with that. You know, they got chickpea wheat. They got lentil wheat. They got quinoa wheat. I got all of those. I cook with all of those. Right? It's a few other different type of wheats. Right? Let me see what kind of wheat that is real quick. I don't want to misword it. We got semolina, right? It's called semolina. And another one called cassava. And those are different types of wheats. And with the cassava, really, with all of this wheat, you got to be careful of arsenic and different metals. Why? Because they making this stuff with machines, right? Machines is preparing it. And you got metal coming off into your flour, right? So when you're using your flour, you are getting some form of metal, heavy metals in your blood, right? Because they're running it through machines, right? And that's another thing. Aside from the starch, you see this? And now all they're worried about is selling the product. That's what they're worried about. Get it sold, right? They ain't worried about our health. They supposed to be crushing it, hand crushing it in a wooden bowl with a wooden, tool. Feel what I'm saying? Nah, we gonna run this through these oiled machines, right? In these factories, right? And you got rats running around in there and everything, right? And they doing their bathroom business all through the place, you know what I'm saying? Liquid and feces, right? All in these machines. So all of a sudden you get sick and you don't know how, right? You got to run to the hospital, get your stomach pumped. This happened to a lot of people, right? Just got real sick. You ever got real sick for one day? How you get sick for one day? You get real sick for one day. You ate something nasty, right? Probably out of one of these factories, right? Where they got rats running around, right? Urinating and defecating, right? And then they run your flour through that machine, right? I done got whole rats in different products before. You ever saw that? Opened up a container and it was a dead rat in it. I seen that in a can one time, right? That's how this is happening. But your flour, any bag of flour that you purchase, you're gonna get some level of metal in it, right? Got rat whiskers in your granola, yeah, that's because he was eating it, right? And something happened, so you didn't get the whole rat, but you got some true story, right? So flour of wheat. What else? Honey, y'all. And we was talking about honey last time. You can't trust where them bees went and pollinated. Can't really trust where them bees went and pollinated at, right? Where they bringing that stuff from? Where they bringing the substance that they making their honey with? And another thing that they're doing, they have different sugar content, right? Go next time you in the store, spin all your honey around and look at how much sugar content is in it, and that's going to change, right? And honey is supposed to be real thick, right? It's supposed to take you a while to pour your honey, right? And get a little pain in your arm while you pouring your honey, right? You're going to have to switch hands or something, right? while you pouring your honey. Your honey is thick, right? But I noticed this honey ain't really thick no more. You run. Out for that honey. Watch out for the sugar content in your honey and how runny it is of it. It should be dark, right? It shouldn't have no through the sugar content in it, right? What else? Milk. The milk is defiled, y'all. I ain't even got to tell y'all about all of that pus and all of that. We're going to bring all of this out, right? And if y'all know this, if y'all got some good video, send it. Pass it at me, right? And we'll pull it up. You know, if the cow is sick and you drink its milk, there you have that, right? Mucus, right? Mucus, y'all. Asthma. If you got asthma, stay away from dairy products and ingest a lot of oregano. A lot of oregano, right? A lot of eucalyptus, right? A lot of lavender. These things are good for your chest and your lungs, right? Find clever ways to cook with that stuff, especially oregano, oil of oregano. I got some oil of oregano right now that I made, right? You got to chop up a whole bunch of oregano bushes and infuse it in a bottle with extra virgin olive oil and just leave it in there for like 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, right? And then strain it, and then use dropper, 3 fat drops, right? And it'll clear your bronchioles, you know what I'm saying? Clear up your chest and your lungs, and you could even drop a few drops of lavender in it, a few drops of lavender, few drops of eucalyptus, and that'll really turn it up for you, right? Goat milk and goat cheese is good. Yeah, I've been up on it. But you gotta be careful though with that too, though. Why? Taint that. It said right there, milk. It got an E on it, because you know how that 1611 be, but that says milk. No, we can't trust that stuff no more. And what else? And the blood of the grape, wine, y'all. Grape juice and wine. They're gonna taint that. They're gonna taint that. This is what this is telling us. When it was good in the beginning, when the Most High made it, and when we was taking care of ourselves, doing our own stuff, we ain't gonna poison ourselves, right? That's when it was good, right? But it flips when it in 25 there, when it says, so evil things for sinners. And that's who's preparing all this stuff, right? Non-law keepers, ain't it? So they're gonna taint this stuff, y'all. What would they taint? Water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, and we were at milk, right? Now the blood of the grape, that's the wine, y'all. Wine was supposed to be grapes, y'all. Grapes and fruit, right? Fermented, few things in it. But what they got going on with this wine now is different, ain't it? Yeah. They got something else going on with the wine now. They putting other stuff in it, right? Now it's a whole bunch of yeast in it, a whole bunch of sugar in it, a whole bunch of other spirits in it, right? Now it says wine and spirits. We Israelites, you got to be careful with spirits with us, right? An Israelite is going to ask you, wait a minute, wine and spirit? What you mean, spirits what? What kind of spirits? Where they come from? Uh, you know, somebody who don't care, who ain't trying to serve the Most High and keep this law, they don't go wine and spirits. Yippity, yippity do, right? That's not going to bother them a bit. But us, wine and spirits, what you mean? What spirits, right? Where did they come from? And how are they going to alter me? Like, hold on, right? And the blood of the grape, y'all, they would defile this. What's next? And oil. And oil, right? This oil is breaking down into toxins, right? When our Bible told us to cook with these things. So you're going to take me here. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Right? Leviticus 2 and 4. Share this with y'all. All right, y'all see that? We're going to go down for verse. And if thou bring an oblation of a meat offering, baking in the oven, it shall be unleavened cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, right? So there's our fine flour and mingled with oil, right? Or unleavened wafers anointed with oil. So anointed is you already cooked it and then you just hit it with some oil after you cooked it. But there's our fine flour mingled with oil right there. So see, that's what's been going on. Somebody will try to warn us about this, right? And we'll take them to that scripture knowing it all, right? Oil. We got the flour of wheat there and we got oil. They defile that. So, you know, Don't take me to Leviticus 2 because it's not the same. Right? It's not the same flour and oil. It says it right here. And what else? And clothing, y'all. And clothing, y'all. The clothes on our back, right, should be 100% cotton, right? In every way possible. They tried to defile us, y'all. It matters. Every little notch of this stuff is just knocking us further and further away from the Father, you know? They defiled everything, right? So when we're reading this and it's separating us from the Father, right? Because it's unclean, it's like water, fire, iron, salt, right? Flour of wheat, honey, milk, blood of the grape, right? Oil, clothing, right? My soul shall not always strive with man. Let's go there. Genesis 6 and 3. Right? Let me share this one with y'all. Genesis 6. Right? Let's just read down to it. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them too, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. How we read in when we did the book of Enoch, right? When we did that night when we did Enoch chapter 15 and Enoch chapter 8. Remember that? That was a good night, right? The walk was blowing. She came spinning a tornado through here. Right? Verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. Right? What does that mean right there? What does that mean right there? My spirit shall not always strive with man. His spirit ain't gonna keep on fighting with us. That's what that. When we started to go left, he was slapped for a while there, right? But he's letting us know, I'm not gonna always do this with y'all, right? You know, that's back when we be working in the field and doing what we was doing, and the voice come out the sky, right? And we turn, yes, Lord, yes, right? That's back when he was dealing directly with us, right? Before we needed Moses to go up and down the mountain, right? He was getting at you directly once upon a time, ain't it? See, but 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. Why not? For that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Right? For that he also is flesh. That's why. Because your flesh is going to start getting in the way. And he, what is he? He is spirit. And those who worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. So the closer you get in the spirit, the closer you're going to get to him and his truth, ain't it? And they knew this when they defiled all these things, right? And that's why they defiled them, right? They knew that when they defiled all these things. Just to bring some more clarification to water, fire, iron, salt, right? Flour, wheat, flour of wheat, honey, milk, blood of the grape, oil, clothing, right? Just separating us from it. My soul shall not always strive with man. Why? Because man gonna start sinning like he done lost his mind, right? That's why. Yeah. So when we fix that, and when you see what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. You see why he pulled me out of this earth and put me back here like on a mission to like do all of this myself and tell all of us to do the same. Right? You know what that's gonna do? And why everybody acting like I've gone crazy because I'm talking about this and to come up out of the grocery store. You know what that's gonna do? This is you. This is the Most High, right? We're going to fix all these things and join ourselves back closer to the Most High, right? Water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, right? Milk, blood of the grape, right? Oil, clothing, right? We're going to get the right clothing back on our back. We're going to do all this, y'all. That's all I do all day is see how everything is made and how much is going to go into me having to do it myself, right? I'm about to get me a pasta machine. I'm about to get me a bread maker. I'm about to do all of that, y'all. Because guess whose stuff that is? Guess who made that stuff, y'all? Guess who introduced the earth to that stuff? Our forefathers, y'all. We made the first jacket, right? We made the first shoes and all of that, right? Time to take it back, y'all. That's why we so occupied with all of this other stuff, y'all. Why? Because we robbed and spoiled. We had everything taken from us and then fed back to us. Nah, get out of my way. Right? I don't need you taking nothing from me and I don't need you feeding it back to me. Get out of my way. I make my own stuff, right? You want a deli meat press too? To make your own clean deli meat? Yeah. Why not? Why not? You know, that you're going to put your meat that you raised, that you killed, right? That you fed every meal that it received, right? You knew its mother, right? You remember when it was born. That's how we should be doing it, y'all. Just somebody bringing us a mystery sandwich, right? Where'd that come from? What did you do to that behind that wall? Because me and my friends are sitting at this table speaking all this truth, right? living water flowing from the belly, you know what I'm saying, sitting up in your restaurant sounding like up, right? The spirits hate people. Whoops. Trigger words. Trigger words. I guess I shouldn't have said that. Huh? What you think? What y'all think it was? Could it be them three names of our forefathers that I said, or was it what I was talking about? Was it me mentioning their restaurants? I wonder what set it off. It's crazy. Right. But let's check something else out. Let's see. Is that all I had in here? Oh yeah, one more. Let's get this. Drop some sevens in the chat if we back live. I think I got one more I want to drop on y'all. I shouldn't though. Should I drop this on y'all? I got one more. I got one more I want to drop on us. Now, I ain't put a stick of deodorant on my body in about a year, y'all, in about 13 months. Because of these toxins, right? Condoleezza, that's the moon behind me. And it looks crazy too. I made a comment about that earlier. But yeah, it's much different out here. You gotta get out here, Delise. You always talking about it. Come on. Matter of fact, I almost got this junk up. I gotta rent one more U-Haul. I gotta rent one more U-Haul, and then the land to be presentable. And I'm gonna have you up here and some others, right? And we're gonna start doing our thing up here, right? On these hills, right? Pick a hill, right? Like Yeshaya, you know, when Yasha chose the Mount of Olives, right? That's what you do. You want to do that, you know. You look and you just want to pick a hill, right, and go stand on it, and you know. I only talk about this on that hill. So let's go over here to this hill, right? Man, that wind be blowing, and it's a different wind. You take it in your nose, right? Man, it's different. That sun is beating on you. All praise to the Most High. But let's check this out though. Let's check this last joint out. You know, regarding how I haven't put none of this. So my favorite soap used to be that Irish Spring or that that Axe Phoenix, right? Next time you going through the store, smell those. I used to like them loud smells of my soap. I ain't used none of that either, right? And I ain't put no deodorant on my body. Why? This lady, she's getting ready to tell you. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen. Right.
And in the bloodstream, it'll act.
See.
And in the bloodstream, it'll act like oil and fat. Okay? That
Let's run it back. Dang, why?
goes into your bloodstream. And in the bloodstream, it'll act like oil and fat. Okay? That goes not just for massage oil, it goes for cosmetics, it goes for creams and ointments, it goes for sea water, it goes for fluoridated water. It's on the skin, it goes into the bloodstream. And the regular rule, and
she's going to give you the regular rule. Y'all hear what she's saying? What's the regular rule?
this goes straight across the line. It's very simple.
It's simple.
If you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin.
If you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin. Why? Because it's going to the same place, y'all. When I learned about the pores of the skin, I start saying this. And it was about 6 months that, you know, I didn't have anybody saying this, right? And I was the only person that I knew of saying this, right? Because it was like, wow, once you understood the pores of the skin, it's like, wow, you got to be careful then. You got to be careful what touches your skin, right? And then I found this lady saying this. She put it together, right? She said it real close like this, where I could just take it in a few minutes and just have her saying this. And it was like, man, all praises, right? Check her out.
Goes for cosmetics and underarm deodorants and goes for lipstick and everything else. Everything you put in your skin goes into your bloodstream. And in the bloodstream, it'll act like oil and fat. Okay? That goes not just for massage oil, it goes for cosmetics, it goes for creams and ointments, it goes for sea water, it goes for fluoridated water. It's on the skin, it goes into the bloodstream. And the regular rule, and this goes straight across the line, is very simple. If you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin. That goes for cosmetics and underarm deodorants and goes for lipstick and everything else. Everything you put in your skin goes.
A lot of that lipstick got a pig in it, right? All praise the Most High, y'all. Now we getting woke. Now we getting clean, right? That's when you woke, when your lifestyle ain't harming you and putting you in the hospital and killing you early because your enemies are poisoning you. Can y'all see what the Most High is doing, right? Christ is my rock. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Right? Can you smell it now? He want us safe, y'all. I can dig it. He don't want us with no more of this cancer, right? He don't want our kidneys shutting down no more. He don't want our liver going out no more. He's tired of the heart attacks and the strokes. The stroke is a heart attack to your brain. That's what a stroke is, right? You know what a heart attack is, right? Your heart is being attacked, right? And it's panicking. And it speeds up. Yeah, right? Like when your pump go out for all my low riders out there, right? When that gear go out, when that 9 gear go out or that 11, right? On that piston pump, right? When it wee and it won't stop whistling, it's just yee. And then your trunk catch on fire, and you gotta hit it with your with your fire extinguisher. That's what's happening in a heart attack. Your heart just speed up until it breaks, right? And when it first hit, you just like, oh, what's going on, right? And you feel it and you feel funny, right? And then your face in the ground gonna do this, right? Everything gonna go out and you just gonna, right? Like you got shot. It's a devastating experience, right? Sister Denise says, I get this from Amazon. Celtic 82 minerals course. Love that. I ain't sure if that's the same one I got, but I got Celtic salt too. Right? Course organic hand harvest salt. Right? French Celtic. I think I got the French Celtic. Right? Inspired. Authentic vegan hydrating low sodium sea salt that hydrates from the Celtic Sea, 4 ounce, right? Let me see which one I got. The one I got right here. All goods. All goods. Celtic French gray sea salt. Mineral something. Can't read it, but that light hitting it kind of funny. Other than that, it goes black, dark. Take some right now. Salt of the earth, right? This is going to put a lot of the earth in my blood right now. Right? A lot of minerals that we be lacking, y'all. You will starve. If you're not purposely putting different minerals in your body, chances are it's been years since you had certain minerals. You better believe it. And when they hit your body, oh, it's going to feel so good, right? And you're going to get replenished in a way like you've been starving your body for years. Right? Kamal says, I heard of the Celtic salt. Where can I find it at? If you could drop that link, Sister Delise, or if you could drop the title of the product and we could Google it, you know, for Sister Kamal. Seth T. Seth T says, is eating rice mainly bad? I use it in everything: beans, corn, peppers, onion. Okay, so I'm going to tell you off the top, get rid of that rice. It has arsenic in it, and it has starch in it. It's breaking down in the sugar. You might as well be eating sweets, right? Off top, switch that rice out for quinoa. Second, leave them beans alone, right? Chickpeas and lentils. Chickpeas and lentils. If I'm gonna mess with any bean outside of that, it'll be like some black eyed peas, and that'll be like very seldom, right? Corn, if you didn't get it from Issachar or Gad, lay off the corn, right? Only mess with the corn you get from Issachar every now and again. Don't go hard on that, right? We got to let that alone. Eat that when you're dying. When you're dying and you just got to have some corn, right? Every couple months or something like that. I wouldn't be going hard on that corn at all. Not even the stuff that you get from Issachar or from Gad, right? They got blue corn and different stuff like that, right? Brown rice. Brown rice, brown rice got a few more extra minerals in it, and it's good for you. And that it's better than the white rice, but it's still gonna carry that starch. Go for the black rice, or the wild rice. Go wild. Mess with the wild rice. That's all the way good, right? Organic. It's better. It's better for you. I think it does have some carbohydrates too, but you know, uh, it's a different carbohydrate. It ain't the same thing as the typical starch that we're gonna run into out there, right? See, this verse says blood of grape and oil. Yep, wine and oil. They messed the oil up. They're they're using corn oil, right? They're heating up olive oil, which you should never do. They're heating up coconut oil, which you should never do. They got a whole bunch of other different type of oils. Stay away from all seed oil, right? Definitely don't touch no canola oil. What is a canola? What is that oil coming from, y'all? That's lab oil, right? It ain't growing from nothing organic, right? Uh, sunflower oil, all of these types of oils like this. Man, that stuff is clogging our arteries right up. That stuff is tearing us up. That stuff is killing us. And it's highly toxic when we heat it up, right? The least say I use grapeseed oil, right? Me too. Me too. Grapeseed oil and avocado oil. Those are your two main oils, right? I think the black rice is good. Yeah, Efisha, that's the wild rice. It's good, right? Food grade frankincense and myrrh also have so many health benefits. Yeah, put that on your skin. And hyssop, yep, hyssop, that's in the scriptures. Bible speaks of it, right? And black mustard seeds. The Most High gave us guidance in the Bible. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Let's get that hyssop scripture before we get out of here. Right? It's Psalms 51 and 7, right? Share my screen with you here. Share my screen. Right? Verse 7 here. Can we see that? Verse 7 there. And it says, purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Right? Let's jump a verse back and go a verse farther. So let's jump back 6. Behold, truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part, thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Right? So, this is somebody who wants wisdom within, right? They want wisdom within. They want to be clean on the inside, y'all. And that's the mission that we on when we trying to eat right and we using herbs and we do, you know what I'm saying? We trying to cleanse out, right? And we don't want to we don't want to mix wisdom, which is the Holy Spirit. We don't want to mix her with filth, right? She don't want to be mixed with filth. Ourselves out. And that's why, you know, David is talking about this, right? 6, behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts. That's our bowels. That's our organs and all that, right? And in the hidden part, thou shalt make me to know wisdom, right? So that's how it rolls into verse 7. Purge me with hyssop, right? So in order to cleanse out, purge me with hyssop. And then what? I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. 8, make me to hear joy and gladness. Right? So that's why I try to go into that, fam, and speak love, right? And speak love over us. You know what I mean? That's why I do that. Because make me to hear joy and gladness, right? That the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Right? That's bringing one to mind. Bringing one to mind. Right? That the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Right? So to your bones. You know, that's what hearing joy and gladness and cleansing yourself with hyssop does. Right? That's why we met on the inside, y'all. We messed up on the inside, and it's affecting the surface and our whole mood and everything. It's affecting every aspect of our life, y'all. Right? Now let's go here. Proverbs 12 and 4. Right? A virtuous woman is a crown of life, is a crown to her, I'm sorry, is a crown to her husband. But she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. Right? And that's not only the woman, y'all. That's us. We can do that to each other. Right? Not only a woman can do that, your man can do that to you. Right? Your co-worker can do this to you. Right? When it's saying that, it's not it's not exclusive to just a woman, right? People can do this to you. People can stress you out and hurt your feelings and put you on a low vibration and do all of this. And guess what that's going to do? It's going to harm you all the way down to your bones, y'all. Right? It's going to harm you down to your bones. But guess what else, though? Guess what else? Let's share the screen. Kabang, right? Make me, verse 8 here, right? Of Psalm 51, make me to hear joy and gladness. What is hearing joy and gladness going to do for you? That the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice, right? The bones that you broken in your body will sing. Y'all see that? How beautiful that is. And on that note, y'all have a good night, y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. I know it's late, right? All praises to the Most High. It's 11 o'clock my time. So I know it's 2 o'clock on the East Coast, right? 1 o'clock down south. Probably daytime overseas, right? All praises to the Most High. I love y'all, fam. Right? I'm gonna chime in with y'all soon. Right. In the meantime, if you need me, you can hit me at the email address. Right. Let's drop that in there. Kapow. Right. If you want to bless us, Bless the ministry, right? If you want to get some clothing sold up, right? All praises to the Most High. I will hit this button again as soon as possible, as soon as I can. Let's go breathe off of this one for a little bit. Run it back. All right. Run these other ones back too. If you started listening at a certain point, go back and get that stuff in the beginning, y'all. Go back and get some of that stuff in the beginning. I think it's the one before the matches is where I first went live. Or when you go to those tabs, hit the one that says live. Right? And get some of that stuff. I'll be listening to them things back there, and it was some powerful stuff coming out back there. Right? Definitely learn of my near-death experience. Right? And you'll better understand a lot of the things I'm talking about, because some of us, we've been rolling, right? And we just came on forward. So I can imagine I'll roll into talking about the electric blue or something, and it might weird somebody out. What is he talking about, right? But yeah. All praise to the Most High. Catch up with y'all soon. To be the Most High's will, we make it back to this screen again. I love y'all. Right? Y'all be blessed. All praise to the Most High. Shalom.